Hi guys, it's Laura from Doggy U,
And today we're going to be following around Fidelco Guide Dog Lyla as she shows off her different guiding skills as she navigates the challenging environment of indoor work. Everything from escalators, elevators, stairs, navigating crowds, and all of that. We're going to see it both from the dog's view and the outside view of those watching so that you can really get an idea of all of the different skills a guide dog needs to have for them to be able to navigate the world safely for their handler. Here you can see us getting inside the mall. I ask Layla to find inside, she finds the door for me, and we're ready to get started. So follow along with us to learn about all the complex skills a guide dog needs to be an awesome teammate for their handler. I want to start by giving you a little bit of information about how guide dogs navigate their environment and the world. This is a Fidelco guide dog. They train only German Shepherd guide dogs, and I'm going to put a link down below so that you can check them out if you're interested in getting a guide dog, being a puppy raiser, or even donating to them, because all guide dog schools are nonprofits, so they only function with the support of donors. And each guide dog can cost $40,000 to $50,000 in all of the time, effort, and training that goes into the dog. Guide dogs function on a straight line system wherein the dog is going to walk in a straight line until something causes the dog to deviate, whether that means you're going to ask the dog to go left or right, or an obstacle comes in the way where the dog is going to go around the obstacle and then return to the straight line. We're going to see more of that in the upcoming footage, but you can see here on the right that the dog is moving around different obstacles that are on the handler side, and that I'm always walking to the right of the dog, as most guide dogs are trained on the left-hand side. That means they're going to need to avoid any obstacles that come on my side, including humans, cars that may be parked in the middle of the mall, and they're going to generally go around to the right of the obstacle if that's an option, because that's more likely to protect the handler, which is the job of the guide dog. Now remember that the human needs to do the navigating. They need to know where they're going. The dog is the safety vehicle to get there. So the dog is going to make sure that the handler isn't bumping into things, falling down stairs, dropping off of curbs, that type of thing. But the handler does need to know where they're going. You can't just tell the dog, find me a Starbucks. Now, that being said, German Shepherds are really good at remembering locations they've been to. So if you go to the same Starbucks every morning, you better bet that dog is probably going to know where you're going at 6 a.m. when you're going out for a walk. Now here's an example of one of a dog's very simple skills, which is the halt. I asked the dog to stop moving, giving it the halt cue so that I could fix the camera because this is my first time using a GoPro on this guiding harness. When I was finished fixing the issue, I told Lyla forward, and she continued on our straight course. You can also see here a lot of the stimuli that the dog needs to ignore, including the shiny floors. They need to be okay with walking on shiny floors, ignoring people that may be looking at or talking to the dog, and avoiding all of the obstacles as we head up to the escalator, which is one of the skills that we do teach our guide dogs. Now, some handlers don't want to use the escalators because there can be a safety issue at the top of the escalators, but what we do is we teach the dogs to find the escalator, and then we immediately drop the handle, put our hand on the escalator, walk on with the dog, so we're heeling the dog on, they're not guiding. I'm going to reach my hand as far up the escalator as possible so that I know that when the escalator starts to flatten out, that I need to hustle off the escalator. Me hustling off the escalator allows the dog to walk off at a trot and lift their feet and avoid any pinching at the end of the escalator. Some handlers do prefer to avoid using escalators, and whenever there's escalators, there are also elevators, so I'm going to show you that as well, but sometimes it's just more convenient to use the escalator, so we want to train our dogs to be able to do that skill. So here Lyla is going to find me the elevator. The elevator is a totally glass elevator, so that can be a little bit weird for the dogs. Once we found the elevator, we're going to take a step back from the elevator to make sure that if there is somebody on, they can easily walk off. And then I'm going to pick up the handle and ask Lyla to find inside. When she does find inside, she's going to go to the back right corner where I'm going to have her sit. This makes sure that her tail is protected if the elevator were to be crowded. As the elevator moves, I'm going to give her some pets and tell her what a good girl she is, especially since this is one of the more challenging elevators where you can see everything while it moves. Once the elevator stops, I'm going to pick up the handle and tell her forward once the doors open. Forward. Once outside, I'm going to halt her, and then I'm going to make a decision to go left. I'm going to give her the left cue, and you can see her making a sharp left turn and heading down the straight line of the hallway. Here we're going to run into more obstacles, and she's going to keep over to the right to protect me from those obstacles on our left. We're going to get a good mix of pedestrian work and obstacle work as we go through these stanchions that are set up in the middle of the hallway, and then navigate a variety of humans where she's going to slow down for those humans but continue to move past. There's going to be lots of different types of people. That guy had a cane with him. She's going to see children. She's going to see a lot of different things here in this hallway, and she needs to be able to ignore all of those things and move me around them safely, keeping a berth around those people. The next skill that Lyla's going to show off is her find the seat. I'm going to ask her to find a seat for me, and she's going to go and put her nose right on the seat, which will allow me to sit down and have her do a down and under my legs while I may want to sit and chat with a friend or check my phone or whatever I want to do. She's going to be able to find that seat for me. This takes quite a bit of generalization because dogs don't generalize well, so we need to practice find a seat in every location so that the dogs understand all the varieties of seats they can find for us. I wanted to show you this clip because I wanted to give you another example of distractions, which is a bunch of little children running around and playing on the escalators in front of Lyla. She needs to make sure that she's not going to get distracted by those children and is able to find the stairs for me. At the top of the stairs, she's going to stop. And what's next is called intelligent disobedience. I'm going to ask her to go forward, and she's going to choose not to go. That's because she knows that if I don't put my right foot on that first step, she doesn't know that I don't know that this is a set of stairs versus a curb. Once I put my right foot down on that first step, she knows that I know this is a set of stairs, and I'll ask her to go forward. Again, I'm going to tell her to go forward and see if she goes. She doesn't. That's perfect. I indicate that I know that it's stairs by putting my foot down, and she goes forward when asked. It's important that a dog work steadily down the stairs, but some handlers will choose to instead heel their dog down the stairs and hold onto the railing themselves. So now that we've showed you some of the fun guiding skills that a dog can do indoors, we're going to head outside. And again, we're going to encounter a lot of obstacles and pedestrians that it would be easy to hit the handler into if the dog wasn't trained to avoid obstacles, including moving obstacles like pedestrians here. The shepherds at Fidelco train for 6 to 9 months to be able to get all of the skills that they need to guide effectively. Prior to coming in for formal training, they're raised by wonderful puppy raisers who take the dogs at 8 weeks and raise them up until about a year and a half or so when they come into the kennel for formal training. Puppy raisers focus on putting obedience skills on the dog as well as exposing them to different environments. That way they're ready for formal training when they come in and are more mature at 14 to 16 months. So now we're back at the store that we came in through, and I want to navigate to the restroom so that I can use the bathroom before I leave. Now, of course, I'm not going to show you in the bathroom, but I did want to talk about the skills that the dog does know when going into the bathroom. So once you're in the bathroom, you can ask the dog to find inside, and they'll typically find the last stall, which tends to be the larger stall, where you can have the dog stand, sit, or lay down, depending on your preference, while you use the restroom. Once you've exited the stall, the dog can then find the counter for you so that you can wash your hands. Finally, you can ask the dog to find outside, and the dog will take you out of the restroom. I've had many clients tell me that this is a real game changer, making sure that they don't have to touch anything in a restroom and having their dog instead navigate them to the different places that they need to go inside. Once I've navigated out of the restroom, I'm going to ask Lyla to find outside for me. This is the exit that she originally came in, and she is able to find it handily. She's going to navigate the tightness of the doors by slowing down and stopping to make sure that I don't get bumped, and then continue on when I ask her to. I hope you really enjoyed this video of a guide dog working inside the mall. If you have any specific questions about guide dogs, make sure you comment down below and I'd be happy to answer them for you. If you enjoy this type of content, we'd love to make more videos, so please let us know. If you want to learn more about the Fidelco Guide Dogs, check out fidelco.org. And if anyone has any better ideas on how to attach a GoPro to a guide harness, please let me know, because obviously we struggled a little bit with that on our first time out practicing with the GoPro. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell button so you get notified anytime new content comes out. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you share it and comment below. And you guys have a great day and happy training.